So Season 6, of course, as we all know, it's just started, and today I want to talk to you guys about some of the heroes that I feel like in the current meta of Season 6 and in the near future meta, with all the changes coming up, are going to be some of the best heroes to win with, and some of just the strongest heroes in lower tier competitive, really just anywhere Diamond and below. Maybe above there, they might get counted a little bit more. I mean, some of them probably won't, but some of them might be a little bit. But anywhere below that, I feel like they're amazingly strong. And today I want to go over why those guys are that way. And if you want to, maybe pick up a new main, one of these guys could be a really good idea to go for that. Because they really are just good, strong picks. And if you just want to maybe try to rank up this season, pick someone new, I feel like they're really good picks to go for. Now, with that said as well, I want to talk about why they're so good this season. Of course, all the changes that are happening to all the other characters around in this meta, and really why they're going to be good in this meta particularly. Instead of just saying, here's another one of these videos, I want to talk about this meta alone and what, all the changes do for Season 6 that makes it so much different than Season 5 or Season 4. But anyways, with that said, let's just get on to the first character. And the one that probably the majority of you already are thinking I'm going to talk about, yeah, Junkrat. So Junkrat, it's pretty easy to tell why he is a lot better now, and yeah, I mean, he's always been pretty decent in silver, gold, platinum, diamond. He's always have a pretty decent win rate, and we've also already seen him decently enough in top 500, so obviously he's not that bad of a character. But with this new buff allowing him to throw out 2 of these things instead of 1, that is his left shift into his right click combo, or whatever you want to call those, as bombs is what I usually call them, allowing him to throw 2 of those instead of 1 helps him immensely. As well with this though, other than, the simple fact that he does more damage, gets more burst, can get a lot of kills, maybe not faster, but definitely more reliably, and can get through shields more reliably, as well, dive meta is getting a bit of a hit. Now, while Junkrat does do pretty well against dive, being able to shoot, bomb, and kill most people, he still can get dove decently well enough, especially if a diva just rams her defense matrix right into your face. It can be kind of hard for Junkrat to really figure out what to do, figure out how to stay safe. I guess right now you can jump away, which is pretty nice because you have the double bomb and then attack them. But in a lot of cases, you're just going to be followed, you're just going to be killed, and it's kind of hard. You do decent against dive, of course, again, because you do have some burst, but it's not the best thing for you. Luckily, dive isn't going to be really the only meta in the future, as far as what it seems like right now. Diva's changing up quite a bit. Diva's seemingly getting worse, or maybe on the other hand, she's just getting more damage. But either way, she's not going to be nearly as much of a problem for, Junkrat, because she can only stop you for 2 seconds instead of 4. It'll be a lot safer for you. As well, her missiles don't really hit you way too easily because you can just jump out of the way with your bomb. So there's that. That'll be useful. And overall, I feel like dive is just getting a lot weaker. So essentially what's going to be happening instead in this brand new season compared to the last one is that we might be seeing more Reinhardt, and we might be seeing more Zarya and a few other characters, which will make so that you can spam into their shields a bit more, Reinhardt and Orisa, not Zarya, sorry. But with those characters, you can spam into their shields more, throw your mine through their shield, and then explode it, which will be super useful. And yeah, kind of just go on from there. I feel like Junkrat has always been a very good anti-shield character and very good consistent damage character that just spams around choke points and does well like that. But now he'll be able to do that even better. And as well, again, if dive is still super good, which it still might be, he can do a lot better versus dive now. You can camp corners. Of course, you have a lot more burst right now, and you can take out the tanks decently well enough if you have your own takes protecting you. Overall, I feel like he's a good pick. And if you haven't tried him out, which most people probably haven't, he's a pretty fun character. Now, of course, do be a little bit afraid of more McCrees and more soldiers that are going to be popping up, as they do kind of hurt you. Of course, you can one-shot them, but on the other hand, if you can't get those one-shots on them, or, the trap kills or anything like that, it can be kind of hard to be able to kill them. And a lot of times, they're going to be able to kill you before you can kill them because their damage is just a little bit more consistent. Yeah, just do keep that in mind that you might want to stay behind your shield quite a bit if you are in a Reinhardt versus Reinhardt. Just don't go way too aggro. Now, secondly, I'm going to talk about the other character that got a big change, Mercy. And with Mercy, I'm going to say you can play her before her change and after her change and do really great either way. Of course, before her change, she's just like Season 5 Mercy, but probably even a little bit better because, of course, again, dive comp's going away at least a bit, which Mercy didn't always do that great against. Mercy generally isn't amazing against dive comp because she gets dove really easily, so now that that's kind of going away, even regular Mercy's getting quite a bit better. Even if, maybe dive comp just gets 10% worse, well, there we go. Mercy gets like 10% better, so that's nice. However, I feel like that's not the main reason why you want to play her. Of course, you can play her for a few months, go up with that before her changes on the PTR come live. But when those PTR changes do come live, I feel like as well, she's going to be pretty good and a really good choice to main. Mercy's always been a good main because, of course, she just does decent healing, has really clutch reses and can go on from there. And a lot of people say she isn't way too difficult, so you can learn her relatively quickly. Maybe not master her, but, you know, get to a okay-ish level at her. And with these new changes, I feel like, of course, she's going to be really similar. She's going to be healing more now with her ultimate. She's going to be flying more, being harder to kill. And, of course, she's being able to get a lot of reses a lot quicker, which is also nice. A lot of people saying that her skill cap is a little bit higher, which you could say because now you have to think more about your res. But other than that, there's not much that's way too much harder about her. I guess other than trying to shoot with your pistol in Valkyrie mode, but you probably shouldn't really be doing that way too much, and of course your healing is quite a bit better anyways. Overall, it seems like Mercy, with the new changes, is going to be very similar to how the old Mercy was, but in Season 6, again, the meta's favoring her a little bit more, and of course, hit scan aren't super overpowered right now, so it'll be hard for people to take you out of the sky. As well, if people start picking Junkrat more, you actually do decently against him because you have Valkyrie to save you, and as well, you play with Pharah, who can, of course, kill Junkrat, and Junkrat really can't do way too much against Pharah. I guess he can mine into the air and then throw another mine at Pharah and then hope that he gets an air shot. If he does anything else, though, he probably won't be able to kill the Pharah. And that's really his only option. So, yeah, there you go. Mercy probably going to be doing a lot better, and as always, a really good main. As well, if you want to play a different support, though, I feel like Zen is going to be a good support to pick. He's just been working great for the last season, and in this season, for some reason, his win rate just kind of skyrocketed. I don't really know what changed way too much about him, just I guess a quick meta shift, but yeah, Zen's also a really good pick. Now, to the final character that I feel like you can do great with is Winston. Now, I feel like Winston is a really good pick compared to a lot of the other tanks right now, because he's been so good for so long now, and he's not really getting any nerfs. As well with that, he works decently well with Reinhardt, he works decently well with Zarya, he works decently well with mainly all the other tanks. Maybe not as great as with D.Va, but, you know, decently well. He's very, very strong right now, and he has been very, very strong. And of course, I'd say, you know, in the past, maybe play D.Va over Winston, but with D.Va's new changes, Winston, I feel like, is just a lot more consistent, and you can start practicing him right now, start getting ready for the new meta right now, and just going from there. I guess one thing that's kind of weird about, you know, D.Va versus Winston is that now D.Va will do quite a bit better versus Winston, because, you know, defense matrix couldn't be blocked by Winston's zap cannon, but now D.Va can do a lot more damage to Winston, with her extra little micro missiles. So maybe that'll be kind of hard in that exact matchup, but in everything else, I feel like D.Va probably will get a decent amount worse, and with that, Winston will probably rise even more in popularity. Now, Winston's been quite good for quite a long time, but I feel like there's been just a lot more D.Vas overall, because, you know, D.Va's just a decent amount stronger, can block a decent amount more of damage from the opponents, and overall, you know, she does pretty well. Of course, we've seen that in the last season, but in the new season, again, with her changes, I feel like, you know, Winston's probably just more of an average good pick to go for, and somebody that is probably going to be quite a bit more reliable. And the final person I want to talk about, not Winston, I don't know why I said that, but the actual final person I want to talk about that's going to be really good this season, I feel like, is going to be Soldier 76. Now, of course, this is as well talking about, you know, in lower elos. I'd say probably Tracer is going to be the best character because she has been the best for like 2 or 3 seasons. You know, if you're a god as her, you know, it's kind of arguable, but I feel like in most situations it has been what it is. So, you know, if you're a god, play Tracer. But in other cases, I feel like Soldier is just going to be really good. You know, he counters Junkrat pretty well, counters Mercy pretty well, does okay versus Winston, but as well, he does really good with his own defensive shield comp. If we might be seeing a little bit more Rissas, or a little bit more, of course, Reinhardts, that'll be nice. As well, you know, Soldier does do pretty well against triple DPS, so if people keep playing that, that'll work out okay. And overall, really, no matter where the meta goes, Soldier's always going to be a good pick to learn. His damage is consistent, it's high, it's great, and especially in Season 6 with probably a lot of the flying characters, aka Mercy and Pharah, becoming quite a bit better, and a lot of your other, you know, people essentially not hit scan, not being able to hit them, Soldier is probably going to be a great pick for you to choose because, yeah, if you see those guys even more often, you'll want to play somebody that counters them. As well, you could happen to want to play McCree, but Soldier, again, quite a bit easier to play. Just play safely, play in the back line, and just kind of going from there. Just don't suicide with this character, and you should be fine in lower elos. I've had a lot of, you know, just experience playing with my friends that aren't climbing way too quickly, but then they pick up Soldier, go to the high ground, stay safe, and no matter what the meta is, they do decently. And in this meta, I think it's just going to be even better than before, and he'll be even more useful than before, especially because in dive comp, he did have some problems because if you couldn't get pretty quick picks, people could pick you pretty fast. But now, there aren't nearly as many people going for picks, so there you go with that. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you all for watching. This has, again, been my own opinion about Season 6 and how everything is going to start shaking up. Mainly just from all the changes that we've seen, from what I've seen really on the PTR, and of course, just from watching as many pro players as I possibly could, as fast as I possibly could. Again, it does take, time to learn exactly what the meta is going to be doing, but you can make a pretty good guess quite early on because Blizzard doesn't really change their game way too quickly. I feel like a lot of people don't really realize that. If you make a good estimate, it's probably going to be there for a month to a month and a half, and that's almost as long as the new seasons are. So there you go with that. Of course, if I do get something completely wrong and someone is just absolutely terrible on this list, I'll make sure to, reconcile it, make an update, tell you guys what's going on, but I do think that these are really safe picks that'll help you climb yourself quite well if you want to pick any of them up. Anyways, as always, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like or hit that sub button. And as always, have a wonderful day.